Welcome back. We trust you've been following along with the series so far. In the last video, we created views on our drawing sheet. Now, we'll move on to annotations, specifically, labeling. Labels in E3D are driven from the attributes of 3D elements and follow a template, so every piece of information is consistent and up to date with the model. Let's see how to set these up and apply them to our views. Before we start labeling, let's check the user defaults in Draw. This is where drafting standards are defined, such as label templates, drawing frames, and other defaults. Setting these correctly ensures that all annotations and drawings follow project standards and remain consistent. Now, let's open the user defaults to see these settings. Here we can see the user defaults form. These are the drafting defaults that the user can review and, if needed, modify. By selecting the hierarchy icon, we can navigate through the available settings and choose the templates or standards we want to apply. This allows us to control how labels, frames, and other drawing elements are managed within the project. From the user defaults form, we can also change the symbolic template that will be used for our labels. By navigating through the hierarchy, we select the template setting and choose the appropriate symbolic template for this project. This ensures that the labels we create follow the correct format and standards right from the start. Notice that the reset button becomes active whenever we change a default from its original value. This allows us to quickly revert back to the starting settings if needed, ensuring we can safely test or adjust templates without losing the original defaults. To avoid accidentally modify the settings, the toggle will deactivate the settings. You can see all the default settings categorized into different groups. Let's do our labeling. For this labeling example, we'll focus on the pipes running along the pipe racks. We'll start by placing labels on the pipes using the define template. After that, we'll look at a quick way to arrange the labels neatly, so the drawing remains clear and easy to read. To begin, select the annotation ribbon. This gives us access to the labeling and other annotation tools we'll be using on the drawing. Here are the pipes on the rack that we'll be labeling. Let's zoom into the pipe using the scroll wheel on the mouse. Before placing the labels, let's check the snap settings for this session. We'll use the center or quadrant points as attachment points. It helps the labels to be neat and makes the drawing look cleaner. Now, select Label. The first time we add a label in this session, we need to choose the template to use. Once selected, the template will continue to be applied until we decide to change it. The label template includes both graphics, such as lines and arcs, and text. In the text, a hash followed by an attribute name means the value will be substituted from the model. The brackets that follow contain the formatting statement. This combination is what we call intelligent text, because it automatically brings live attribute data into the label. Let's choose this label. Next, we define where the pointer from the label will point to. And here you can see the snap options in action, guiding to the center and quadrant of the pipe. Now, I select the 3D element from which the label will derive its attribute. The selected element is displayed as text in the prompt, and I press return to confirm the choice. The attributes from the element now appear in the label. I then select the location on the sheet where I want the label to be placed. I repeat the process to label the other pipes. If I want to stop labeling, I can simply press enter before starting the next label. You can see that this label does not display the pipe size. We'll take a look at why this happens, and then correct the issue later. Let's finish up the labeling. Here, I select a few labels and adjust their direction properties to improve the layout and readability of the drawing. Now, let's correct the board display issue we highlighted earlier. All slab elements have a reference to the 3D database through the DDNM, or design data name. Let's query the properties. On a correct slab, you can see the design data name is set to an elbow. You can see this is set to the branch element which does not have the A-bore value. Let's use the command line to correct this. Let's check on the branch and see how we can modify the attribute. I use the query command to check if there is a A-bore value. There isn't an A-bore. In this case, I'll select elbow 1 as the design data name. Since there are no reducers in this branch, the bore size remains the same throughout, making the elbow a choice for displaying the correct attribute. Once I modify the design data name attribute, the label updates immediately to show the correct value. Let's correct the other slab. With the labels now corrected, let's update their placements to make the drawing clearer and better organized. We are going to use the intelligent label placement. First, we are going to define the labels on the sheet that we want to tidy up. We can use various methods to select the labels. The operation is add. We use the 2D window to select labels within the view to add to the selection. We will use the position feature to position the labels. We define the label positioning by first specifying an area that they must remain outside of, and then assigning the sides where placement is permitted. Once the configuration is complete, we execute the positioning. The result is that the selected labels are arranged along the permitted sides of the defined area, with the automatic placement feature rotating them in a logical and readable manner. Next, we clear the current selection and proceed to select the labels below. We don't need to adjust the region itself, instead, we simply change the permitted side to below the defined area. This time, the orientation did not behave as expected, since the orientation check is based on a positive angle. However, this can be resolved easily. We simply select the affected labels and set the correct angle. That concludes our learning session on labeling in Aviva E3D 4.0, covering what labels are, how to create them, and how to tidy them using intelligent label positioning. By applying these techniques, you can produce clearer, more consistent drawings that are easier to read and maintain. Thank you for joining us in this session. If you found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss future lessons. We also welcome your comments and questions below. We look forward to continuing this learning journey with you.